The 935th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Hi, ho, Degenerados. Welcome to episode 935 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Mr. Perfect. No, not Kurt Hennig, RIP, but Kurt Hennig was a very good wrestler. Mr. Perfect, Daniel Gumby Vreeland. Well, more on that soon. If he's Mr. Perfect, I at least get to be his manager, right? I'm Jeff the Brain Fox, or as I've known behind the scenes, TSP. Jeff Fox, or Jeff TSP Fox, the Spicy Pimp. I couldn't figure out what TSP stood for, but the program that we were using to record was referring to me as TSP. That would be the Spicy Pimp. Anyhow, now all of that is out of the way. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk a little UFC today. UFC is in the land of the Spicy Pimp, but they're nowhere near where I live. They're thousands and thousands of miles across country in Vancouver, but we're going to break down that fight card. But first, as the kids would say, we have to give Mr. Perfect some flowers. Don't like that expression, but nonetheless, we're going to let Gumby take a bow here because I was getting flooded with messages last night from people thanking me, which is feels like stolen valor a little bit, but nonetheless, I take the bullets when our picks do bad. Because Gumby went 6-0 last night at Contender Series, so we'll let you talk about that. You can brag about that. You can do whatever you want about Contender Series. Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
I mean, a pair of underdogs, which is great too. I gotta love that. One with a spinning elbow finish. One with one of the worst heavyweight fights I've seen in a minute.
Oh God, that was so bad.
And here's the thing too, and I feel really bad talking about that fight as poorly as I do because I actually think Javon Leka is a really nice heavyweight prospect, and maybe I'll take flack for that. I don't care. I went 6-0. But like, I think
heavyweight after all.
I really think he's a nice heavyweight prospect. The dude's like 23 years old. He's very light on his feet when it comes to striking. Like, he's got a nice push kick. He throws to the body. His head movement is better than 98% of heavyweights. Never mind like 23-year-old heavyweights. Like, he's agile too. Yeah, he got taken down and had a little bit of trouble getting up in the first, but like, you know, hey, he's a striking heavyweight. They're going to figure that part out at some point in time. But then just to see like him get dragged into like the grossest fight I've ever seen. Like, why do we have to sit through that? Like, he could have just like stood up a whole bunch of times. There's no way that guy could have taken him down. He had none of the energy. But I guess,
oh my God, he looked so dead after the first round.
Why did they not give him
the first round?
Why did they not give him a stool? You know, like, why?
Yeah. Oh my God.
In between the first and second round, he's like laying on the ground, looking like, you know, in a ball in a tournament or talking to him. And I'm like, dude, the stool's right there. Give him the stool. But yeah,
he was too tired to even sit on the stool. Oh my God, that was horrible.
It was a really bad fight. But anyway, 3-0. And I also, you know, I know you just dedicated the episode to me, but I had people I had written down to dedicate the episode to. I want to also dedicate the episode to Flick. In our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. I want to dedicate it to Flick because he was the only one willing to help me out in figuring out whether or not that was a bruise or hair on the bottom of Mario Mangai's.
It was hair, was it not?
I think it was hair. I still am not positive, but Flick reassured me that it was undoubtedly like a small mass of hair that was for some reason only growing 3 inches above the butt crack of Mario Mangai.
I know. Oh man, that was
weirdest. Who's the guy who's got like the weird patch of hair on like his
Gaffarov, is it?
Yeah, Muin Gaffarov's got like a weird patch of hair. This was much weirder than Muin Gaffarov's hair. This was significantly weirder.
Because you know what's going on underneath the shorts, you know.
I mean, maybe that's not why it's weird to me. It's weird to me because I couldn't figure out what it was for. Dude, I was like legitimately 2 or 3 fights later. I've already hit an underdog. I'm 3-0. I should be gloating like crazy. And I'm like in the Discord. I'm like, guys, was that hair?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, people were pretty happy with you and in turn me, which is good. I'm like I said, I'm happy to take the praise when Gumby does well. So, how many units were you up last night on Contender Series? And do you know what you were up for the whole season?
Yeah. So last night I believe we went up another 4, and that brought us because there were a couple bigger favorites. It might have been a little over 4, but I did the math out. That brought us up over 9 units on the 10 episodes. So you get your ups and downs in there, but that's basically a unit an episode, and that brought us on the season on non-UFC MMA to the miraculous number we were looking for, 40 units. So, and that's for those of you out there poo-pooing our 40 units, that's never more than 1 unit per fight. And that's all money lines, no totals, props, or anything like that. That is just playing the simplest way you possibly can. You'd still be up 40 units. So there it is.
And in some cases, that's every fight on a fight card too. We make Gumby do every fight sometimes when it's like PFL or a bigger event like that. So yeah, it's not like you got to pick and choose every single fight too that you were picking on. So, all right, enough of how great Gumby is. Hopefully, and Gumby beat me last week too. I think we talked about that, but yeah, Gumby beat me last week.
Do you want to dedicate an episode to Davis and Figueiredo soon?
No. He was my the issue last week. I wonder if there's gonna be one this week. Thoughts on the prelim portion of UFC Fight Night, De Ridder versus Allen, Gumby?
A lot of tight lines, a lot of tough fights to call. Clearly they're trying to get us some Canadians, which is fun. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the matchmaking must be good if all these lines are this close.
Yep. There were quite a few fights that either the lines are close or it's a tough pick, or both. So we should probably dive into it. We got like 8 fights or something to do today. So before we do that, reminder, the NHL is back. And so is the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Join Ryan and Joel as they break down the biggest game storylines, awards, and best bets throughout the season. Let it slide. And Joel will always have some kind of crazy to Jen story to tell. So, all right. As I said, UFC Fight Night, De Ridder versus Allen is what we're covering today, aka UFC Vancouver. It's going down this coming Saturday in the Rogers Arena. We've got Rogers Centers, Rogers Arena, Rogers Places. Every city has a Rogers thing with a different name at the end. This one is Rogers Arena. So 4 p.m. is the start time for the prelims. Is what we're covering today, and that's on ESPN Plus. I believe there's actually 7 prelim fights that we're doing today. We're starting off with female fighters because that's always the case with the UFC pretty much. And it is at women's bantamweight. Meissa Croden, she is from Canada. Tainara Lisboa, she is from Brazil. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. Lisboa is Thai Panther, 7-3, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. She's been submitted twice. She's 2-1 in the UFC. She's won 5 of 6, but she did get submitted in her last bout. Has not won a fight since October 2023. She used to fight at 145. She went 0-1 in Muay Thai and 0-1 in kickboxing. Both those losses to Valentina Shevchenko. She's at plus 110. Scare Croden, quality nickname, is 6-2, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. So she's finished everyone. She has never been finished herself. This is her UFC debut. She's just got signed. So that means she must be pretty good. They'd make her go through tough or contender series or short notice or any of that stuff. So obviously they're pretty high in her, and or they're trying to beef up the women's bantamweight division. I don't know if there's really rhyme or reason to who they sign and who they don't sign. It's kind of strange.
They're signing and filling as the parent field nears underfilled divisions. It seems like
right.
It feels like they're making a concerted effort to fill up weight, men's heavyweight, and they seem to be signing internationally a little harder than they have in the past too. Canadians, Eastern Europeans, a lot of international flavor.
I was just thinking that the other day that it's very beneficial for a fighter to be from a non-United States country because they will stick you on the UFC Vancouver card, stuff like that. So that is the case with Croden here. She has won 2 straight in 4 out of 5. Both of her past 2 wins have come via TKO. She's not fought, though, in over a year, October 2024. She's not lost since April 2023. She's regional champ. She's 2 inches taller than Lisboa, 3-inch reach advantage. Minus 118. So as Gumby said, a lot of close lines here, starting with this one.
Yeah, I'd take Croden. First of all, I know Lisboa's record looks kind of good, right? Like, what is she, 2-1 in the UFC?
Yeah,
those wins did not age very well at all. She beat Jessica Rose Clark who is
right?
pretty much
Ages ago.
Ages ago, and pretty much on her way out of the UFC, out of MMA, right? Like she's bare knuckle boxing now, I think, or maybe just straight up boxing. And the thing that sticks out to me about that fight is the takedown from Jessica Rose Clark, where you're like,
not what you think of her as.
Yeah, not the first thing I think of. And then on top of that too is, then her second win came against Ravena Oliveira, right? Who we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And she got taken down a couple of times in that fight, lost one round really clearly. And what sticks out to me about that is the fact that Oliveira is a strawweight this week. Like that
20 pounds less. Yep.
Yeah, going to be 20 pounds less. Now, granted, she fought a lot of her fights at flyweight, but she went up for that one, is going down now, and shows that she could have gone down all along and still kind of like was able to throw around Lisboa when she needed to. Like, none of that's a real good look when you're fighting somebody as strong as Melissa Croden. And Croden is not only shown off her strength on the regional scene, but her striking is held up pretty well too. You mentioned she's got 2 losses in there. One of them is a fairly close fight with Jackie Cavalcante, which is aged exceptionally well, right? Like that's aged really well. So she's very strong in the clinch. She's good from range. She's got excellent finishing ability. 100% finish rate for a women's bantamweight, something you don't see a lot. And it's like good positioning on the mat as much as it is the ability to do damage on the feet. Like, I love Croden in this fight, and I'm going to throw this one out here too because I don't. No, actually, I'm going to save that one for tomorrow. Never mind.
All right. That is called a cliffhanger. I'm taking Croden as well. She's good, not just because the UFC is just outright signing her, but Gumby picked her, and she's from Canada. She has that Canadian flag beside her. Gumby's had her on his show as well, so he must.
Yeah, this week. Check it out.
Yeah. As you said, the keys here, I think, for me are the physical strength and the ability to finish fights. Lisboa finishes fights as well, to be fair, but like as you said, her
not good ones.
Strength of schedule, strength of schedule is not really aged well.
Arguably, Croden has fought better fighters than her.
Yeah, she's fighting LFA.
Arguably,
yeah. She fought for the belt in LFA against Cavalcante. So, So, how would you describe her game for people who haven't seen her? Just the physicality.
I mean, physicality all around. She fights pretty long, which I think is a good advantage here too, because she's got like a 3-inch reach advantage over Lisboa. And when you get in there fight time, it'll feel a lot longer than that too, because like I remember Lisboa started having problems with the range of Ravena Oliveira, and like Oliveira again. I guess I'm putting the horse before the cart here, but like Oliveira's striking is not particularly pretty, and she still found a way to hit Lisboa. So I think you're going to see Croden use a lot of that length, but if she doesn't like what she sees on the feet, I think then you'll see her go to that clinch and try to ground and pound her out of there.
Yep. More Oliveira slander
coming up.
But first, middleweights, Azamat Bekoev from Russia. Yousri Belgaroui from the Netherlands, 3 5-minute runs, 185. Belgaroui is the babyface assassin, 8-3 with 6 knockouts, never been finished in a fight. This is his UFC debut. He's won 3 straight in 506, including his last fight via TKO, which was on Contender Series. He went 1-1 on Contender Series. Who'd you lose to, Gumby? Do you remember?
Is he? I think he's one of the Torres Finney casualties.
I don't think he was, actually. Maybe he was, but I don't think that was the name.
No. The Brazilian dude. From LFA. Lucas Fernando?
Nope. Marco Tulio.
Oh, Marco Tulio. I wouldn't have. Nope, that wasn't the guy I was thinking of.
No,
never mind.
Okay. He's Brazilian, though, right?
Yeah, he's Brazilian, and he's from LFA. Yeah, I was right about those two things. I wasn't right about the person, but
that's all right. Mr. Perfect isn't perfect all the time, I guess. Belgaroui, 1-1 in Contender Series, like I said. Regional champ, used to fight at 205, 27-7 kickboxing, and champion there. He's 5 inches taller than Bekoev, 7-inch reach advantage, so he's going to be massive over him. He outstruck his opponents in the Contender Series by 1.76 strikes per minute. He's at plus 252. Bekoev, Kingpin. That's a movie I've seen, Gumby. Kingpin. You always talk about movies I haven't seen. I've seen Kingpin. Have you seen Kingpin, Gumby?
You mean the Woody Harrelson
bowling movie?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yep, it's a good movie. All right, he's 20-3. Bekoev. 8 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been submitted once, so he's durable. That means 2-0 in UFC. He's won 8 straight, 3 straight via knockout or TKO. He's not lost since September 2021. He is a former LFA champ, 2015 Pro MMA debut. 3 years younger than Belgaroui, more active landing strikes, better grappling stats. He's outstruck his opponents in the UFC by 3.11 strikes per minute, minus 275. They don't like this Belgaroui guy very much, do they? Setting him up with this fight in his UFC debut. This is a rough welcome to the UFC for Mr. Belgaroui, a guy who took 2 cracks to get through the Contender Series. I don't see him beating Bekoev. Just he's too physically strong, well-rounded finisher, experience. He's got everything I think in his corner here. So give me Kingpin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bekoev too. I'll say this: the one path, if you're out there trying to figure out a way to back Belgaroui, like there is a good chance that Bekoev like has sort of fallen in love with his hands enough to like strike with him for a while. He could definitely make a mistake there. Now, I don't think he will, because actually he's the one who does more damage with his hands than Belgaroui does. His hooks have tons of power on him. But like the big piece for me here is that if he goes in with the right game plan here is to just take down Belgaroui wherever he wants to. And I think he has the ability to take him down whenever he wants to, because Belgaroui, if you look at the stats, he's got good takedown defense, but it's like really the competition we're talking about here of him being up against. Whereas like, even watch some of his regional stuff. Like he gets taken down or at least put in bad positions by guys who are far less good grapplers than Bekoev is. So I think Bekoev like has that ace in his back pocket. I don't even think he's going to need to use it. I think he just comes out throwing bombs and probably knocks him out. So give me Azamat Bekoev.
All right. Bekoev is the pick. All right, before we get you some more winners, let me talk about MyBookie. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. That's a lot of your people's models out there too, I have a feeling. Easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. They have all the UFC lines we're talking about right here on MyBookie. And when you do head to MyBookie.ag, sign up with our promo code MMASGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's MyBookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. That's Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. They got reduced VIG on things that you see lines at like 103 and things like that, which is good to see. Well, they're called Novig, so that would make sense. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And I didn't ask Gumby for any plays there, so I am back on track here. All right, Ravena, Oliveira, come on down. We're going to be mean to you, I think. She's from Brazil. She's fighting Stephanie Luciano from Brazil as well. They're fighting at strawweight. Going to tell you about Oliveira first. Kenoudy is her nickname. Kenoudy. Do we
Kennedy.
know why, Gumby?
Yeah, I think it's like a family name. Yeah, it's like a family name.
Okay.
I think it's like pronounced Kennedy.
Okay. I've heard of the Kennedys before. She's 7-2-1, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. So she's finished everyone. She's been submitted once herself. 0-1 in the UFC. She's won 7 of 8, but she did lose her last bout. That was back in October of 2023. She's not won since August 2023. Multiple regional championships on her.
Mantle.
Correct. Get her shirt, get her merch. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Used to fight at 125 and 135. She has been outstruck in the UFC by minus 0.2 strikes per minute. So basically a push. That was just based off of one fight as well. She had plus 255. Luciano, Rodina, Little Ronda is not 6-2-1 with 2 knockouts. She's never been finished in a fight. 1-1 in the UFC, 3-1-1 over her last 5, but she did lose her last bout. She got a draw in Contender Series. Still got herself into the UFC though. Regional champion, an inch taller than Oliveira, 2 years younger, 5 times more active landing strikes. She's outstruck her opponents by almost 2 strikes per minute. She's at plus 1.98 over the 3 fights we have stats for, minus 270. Yeah,
this is Luciano all day. This is.
I tried to find a way. I tried to find a way to get a dog.
I was there with you, and I went back and I watched Oliveira's fight with that the aforementioned. What am I? Oh, the one is fighting Croden there. In that fight, I'm like, man, that striking is so bad. And then I just tried to be like, okay, well, what about her size? Like maybe it's the size's fault. And then I went back and I watched one of her fights at flyweight on the regional scene. I'm like, okay, the striking is still so bad.
Yeah.
And like, there's no excusing that. You can't get around it. And then like, on the other hand, when you look at how good Luciano has looked, right? Luciano, I mean, first of all, the first fight with Tainara Alankar, Yeah, I mean, maybe she had a little bit of trouble with the takedowns. She clearly buttoned that up in the second fight and just pieced up Alencar and, you know, every which way. She had a gritty fight with Sam Hughes and defended a bunch of those takedowns and was like clearly the better striker. She didn't get the aggression going and she kind of got beat that way. But like, you know, being able to fight a nasty fight with Sam Hughes is already kind of a feather in your cap. And then showing that like you can adjust from needing to stop the takedown. So like, I think she stuffs the takedowns here for Oliveira. I think what you're going to see on the feed is going to be like violent and disgusting, and it's not going to last long. So yeah, give me Luciano.
Agreed. Not much to really add here. There's a reason the line is as wide as it is, I guess. So yeah, Luciano is the pick. All right, back to a Canadian finally. Kyle Prepolec. He's the Canadian. He's fighting Drew Dober, the American, at 155 pounds. That would be lightweight. We'll tell you about Prepolec first. Kill shot is 18-9, 10 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted 3 times. 0-3 in the UFC over 2 stints. He's won 3 of 4. He got submitted in his last bout. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. We have mantles up here. Check out our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Used to fight at 145 and 170. His missed weight before at featherweight and at lightweight, so keep an eye on the weigh-ins on Friday. 1-1 to Bellator, RIP. 2008 Pro MMA debut. He's 2 inches taller than Dober. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 2.32 strikes per minute. He's a plus 403. Dober, 27-16 with 1 no contest, 14 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out 5 times, submitted 4 times. 13-11 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He has lost 3 straight. He's won 1 of 5. He's won 4 of 8. Past 2 losses via TKO, which is a concern. It's not won since October 2023. Used to fight at 170. 2009 Pro MMA debut. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes, and better grappling stats than Prepolec. He's outstruck his opponents just barely in the UFC. He's at plus 0.03, minus 483. I never thought we'd see a day with Dober this big of a favorite again. I guess I'm gonna have to take him. I don't like the line, but Prepolec is just not good. Like
he's not good.
No, he has not shown yet that he can fight on this level, and he's not a young guy. He's the same age as Dober, so I don't think he's going to figure out this level at this point. You don't really want to back a guy who's like taking as much damage as Dober has and starting to get TKO'd now, but I don't see Prepolec finishing him here. And maybe I'm going to keep this out of my parlays just in case Dober's totally shot, but yeah, Dober's just heads and shoulders better than Prepolec everywhere here, so he's got to be the pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. Like nothing about any of Prepolec's fights make me think he's like fast enough to hit Dober. And look, you know, we're talking about 3 straight TKO losses for Dober too, but you got to remember, you know, at least the Gian Silva one was not like a KO. It was just like his face got cut to crap and they wouldn't let him continue. So that's like, true. You know, it's not, he's always had a pretty good chin, you know, and granted, you know, it definitely is taking more lately. But like he's still like, I mean, just the boxing fundamentals are better on his side. Like, you know, I actually think he could probably take down Prepolec if he wanted to. Like, you know, there's lots of paths here for him. Also, do you want to hear a fun story that I heard about
Sure.
Drew Dober? You know, when he fought in Germany, I think it was Nick Hein. Do you know? Remember Nick Hein?
Yep.
So Nick Hein invited him to an after party afterwards.
Yep.
And then Drew Dober married his sister.
It's true.
Who he met at that party, which is so funny that you go into a fight and I think he lost that one. I think Nick Hein beat him. But like then
not a happy ending though there.
Yeah, I think he won at
since
the end.
divorce.
Yeah,
No,
that one was a divorce? Oh, that's way less funny story.
I know it is. It is, yeah. They have divorced. He's with someone. He's married again, I think.
Oh, okay.
It is true.
Sorry. Well, I'm glad you had the end of that story.
Oh, you know me. You know me with all the dirt. So yeah. Dober is the pick here. Hopefully he's not shocked. He's fun. We want to keep it going through Dober here. So, but this line, you agree, you kind of gotta stay away from this line, right?
Yeah, I'm not super interested in it for sure. Yeah.
All right, let's get you one more play here before I tell you about a couple more sponsors here. This one's a little bit closer. Danny Barlow, United States. Jourdain Santos from Brazil. 3 5-minute rounds, 185. Santos Shakur, you can call him. 10-2, 3 knockouts, 4 submissions. He has never been finished in a fight. 0-1 in the UFC. He's won 5 of 6. He did lose his last bout. He won 1-0 contender series, regional champ. He's fought basically at every weight class, 170, 205, and heavyweight as well. 2015 pro MMA debut. 2 years younger than Barlow. More active, landing strikes, and better grappling stats than Barlow. And he's outstruck his opponents we have stats for. So 2 fights here by 1.33 strikes per minute, plus 262. Left hand, number 2, God. So left hand to God. All one word is Barlow's nickname. 9-1, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once, 2-1 in the UFC. The knockout came in his last fight. He got TKO'd. He used to fight at 170. He's missweighed at 170, and that's it. Yeah, missweighed at 170. He fought at 170 and 195 as well. He catchweight fight he had. He went 1-0 in contender series as well. Pretty much every person in the future are going to have 1-0 contender series on their record, more than likely. Regional champ, 2 inches taller than Santos, 4-inch reach advantage, better striking stats. He's outstruck his opponents by almost 2 strikes a minute. He's at plus 192, minus 300.
Yeah, I'm going left-handed God.
Yep. Me too.
I mean, I think as much as we've been in search of a dog this whole time, picking the guy who just got styled on and took 135 strikes to the dome against Ozzy Diaz, maybe ain't it? And like on one hand, you could be like, well, Danny Barlow did just get knocked out, and like Santos didn't come close to knocking Diaz out, and he slanted over 100 strikes on Diaz too. And like, not that I'm like shaming Diaz here, but like Diaz does not have like an untouchable chin, right? Like we've seen this guy get smacked a couple of times. So like for him not to really get wobbled all that much against Santos, and despite taking over 100 strikes, and then to be able to like pour it on him and beat him up, like I think that's just like, this is a really nice get right fight for Danny Barlow. Who is a sniper on the feet when he's at his best. And like, yeah, he dealt with a little bit of the rank. It was Sam Patterson who knocked him out, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so like, again, dealing with a little bit of reach that he has not previously dealt with was obviously gave him a hiccup. But I think this is, shorter fighter, a guy who had a little bit of trouble, protecting his face in his last fight. And I think he probably has trouble with it again here.
Yep. I agree. Barlow's pick. Once again, a line, I don't really want to get in a line on a guy who just got knocked out at minus 300. But
yeah, I will throw this one out here too. I might use it on tomorrow's episode, but I haven't decided yet. Danny Barlow's KO prop, because let's face it, that left hand can pretty much floor anybody. But because Santos hasn't been knocked out before, you can get it at plus 130. So like, if you're looking for a way to play Danny Barlow, that's probably the spot.
Yep, well, that works for me. I was going to say Santos is not really a knockout guy himself, so I think Barlow will be able to survive this one for sure. So Barlow is the old pick. All right, before we get you a couple more winners, maybe we'll agree on those as well. Let me talk about Underdog Fantasy. That's what we've been searching for on this episode. But Underdog Fantasy, we're talking about now. It's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. It's available for a ton of sports. I bet Gumby's got to play for you right now. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, we were just talking about Stephanie Luciano. I really think she's going to pour the strikes on Ravena Oliveira. So, right now, over on Underdog, they got the projection at 66.5. I'm going to say the higher than on Stephanie Luciano's strikes.
All right. Take that and listen to this deal, Underdog has. They've got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. And we're brought to you by Rhythm. That's RITHMM. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Gumby is going to give you a Rhythm prediction, or a prediction you can look up at Rhythm at least.
Yeah, I'm going to go with we're at Thursday Night Football tomorrow night. I'm going to take the Steelers laying 5.5. As much as I love me some Joe Flacco, I just don't believe him and the Bengals are going to be clicking all too early. So give me Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers covering that spread.
Crazy. They're doing so well this year. Use our promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. Steelers are so good. Try to English this time. The Steelers are doing it so good that Gumby had to publicly apologize on our episode, right?
Oh yeah, did I give the Steelers out 2 episodes in a row? I might have.
You may have. Yeah, you may have.
Well, that's how good I feel about it.
There you go. All right, 2 fights left on the prelim portion of the card here. Bruno Silva, Brazil. Which Bruno Silva, you ask? This one's flyweight. Hyun Sung Park from South Korea. The other Bruno Silva is out of the UFC, right? He's retired, so. Or they cut him. Yeah,
I think he's karate combat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's where everyone goes to. Well, either that or bare knuckle. That's where they go to die. All right, we'll tell you about Silva first. Bulldog Silva is 14-7-2 with 1 no contest, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once, 4-4 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He has lost 2 straight and won 4 straight before that. 2 straight losses via TKO. He's fighting 135, 1-1 on the Ultimate Fighter, regional champion. Has made his debut in 2011. More active landing strikes than Park. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.98 strikes per minute, plus 208. Peace of mind. Park 10-1, 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been submitted once. 3-1 in the UFC. Submission loss in his last bout. 2-0 on road to UFC and the champion there. He's a regional champ as well. 3 inches taller than Silva, an inch of reach advantage, 5 years younger. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.72 strikes per minute, minus 220. This is me, I guess, right? This is not as simple as it should be, the way the odds are and stuff. I will take Park. I'm not holding it against him losing to Tainara on short notice. He's looked obviously untouchable. Outside of that, bigger and younger than Silva, just as well-rounded as Silva is. Silva's a pretty well-rounded guy as well. And once again, Silva's a guy who's been TKO'd, albeit by the top of the division. But it's 2 fights in a row that he's been stopped by strikes, which is not someone you always want to get in on. So I don't have peace of mind about it, but I'll take Park, I guess.
I'm gonna go dog. I'm gonna go Bruno Silva.
Okay.
I think the competition, people are kind of sleeping on Silva because he lost to Manel Cap, he lost to Joshua Van, and he didn't look good in either of those fights, right? Like those are obviously level fights, and he was not. I mean, like one of them's fighting for the title next month, and the other one has an argument to fight for the title, in recent memory. So. Yeah, like I already think that he's kind of had a rough go of it. And then like when you go back and you look at some of his other fights, right? That Cody Djorden fight, sure, he got taken down once in there, but then like piecing up Cody Djorden on the feet. Before he had those 2 back-to-back losses in those like level fights, he had actually knocked down 4 of his last 5 opponents, which is pretty crazy at flyweight. To have that many knockouts. And he knocked out Cody Djorden. And then like, also, if you want to go back, his wrestling game's pretty good, right? Like he took down Tagiru Lambakov a bunch of times. Who is the other one he took down too? There was another guy he took down a bunch of times. And as much as Young Sung Park stepped up and kind of had that, he kind of had that levels fight too. I just don't trust his striking as much, and he's been dropped a bunch of times. You want to go back to his road to the UFC fights? Top Noi Kiram dropped him. And don't get me wrong, Top Noi's a decent kickboxer, but it's kind of one-dimensional, and he should just get in on a takedown 4 seconds into that fight. And I'm not even sure he'll be able to get in on a takedown on Silva. So I like the power of Silva. I think his wrestling defense can probably hold up here. And I think there's possibly a spot to chin check Park here. So give me the dog money on Silva.
Yeah, the level of competition is very, very stark between these two guys. So it's a bit of a concern here for me as well. Like I said, no peace of mind on peace of mind, but
his best win. I'm looking at it right now. Carlos Hernandez.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Carlos Hernandez, and then on the other side, we're talking beat Cody Djorden, beat Tyson Nam, had a close fight with Tagiru Lambakov. That's already so much better.
Yep. Yeah, for your sake, you just have to hope he's not totally shot here. Which
But here's the question though: is Park gonna KO him? It's not like Park's got the hands for that.
No, not really. You're right. Yep. Main event time. Charles Jourdain. We were talking about his little brother a few weeks ago. He is from Canada. Davey Grant from the UK. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. We'll tell you about Grant first. Dangerous Davey Grant. 15-7, 4 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been submitted 4 times. 8-6 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight and 4 of 5. He's not lost since July 2023. He went 2-0 in the Ultimate Fighter and the loss in the finals of the season he was on. He is a regional champ. 2009 Pro MMA debut. I guess he was a regional champ. Better grappling stats than Jourdain, and he's outstruck his opponents by 1.44 strikes per minute. He's at plus 153. Jourdain, 16-8-1, 8 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He is durable. 7-7-1 in the UFC. He's won 1 of 3, 3 of 5, 3 of 7. Submission win in his last bout. He's fought at 145 and 155. Regional champ. He's an inch taller than Grant, 10 years younger, better striking stats and more active landing strikes than Grant. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.16 strikes per minute, minus 164. Gumby gets to start off on the finisher here for us.
Yeah, I'm going Davey Grant. I'm going Davey.
Me too. Grant. I'm going against
you really
as well. Yes, I am, which means I'm really sure about the pick. That means.
Yeah, here's the thing. Why are people
so
doubting Davey Grant?
Yes.
Like,
we
you
was it just me that's been doubting him recently? Because
I mean,
I was
you definitely doubted him
He's,
against Damon Blackshear. There's no way you
Yeah,
picked
and
him against Damon Blackshear.
Yeah.
I know you personally.
right.
I know I picked him against Daniel Marcos. I think you had Marcos, and that was, if we're being frank, highway robbery. Because like in all actuality, Davey Grant probably should be on a 5-fight win streak right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's on a 2-fight winning streak.
Possibly changed what people think. Yeah.
That Daniel Marcos fight would have been a win. And then, like, if he beat Daniel Marcos there, he probably would have gotten a bigger step up than Ramon Tavares before he had Damon Black. I mean, we would be talking about him fighting guys on the edge of the top 15 or in the top 20-25 here instead of Jourdain, who's 1-2 in his last 3. You know, like, I just think, and as far as like a stylistic breakdown of this fight, I think his hands are too good. You know, I know people laud the hands of Charles Jourdain, but like, this is a guy who went toe-to-toe with Ramon Tavares, and Tavares couldn't deal with the pressure. And Tavares is just a boxer for the most part. He's like nothing else in the UFC. He's just a good boxer. And then, like, you know, you look at what he did against Damon Blackshear. Damon Blackshear took him down once in that fight, which, like, props to Damon Blackshear for getting him down once. But, like, what is that? You know, let me see how many attempts there were here. 5 attempts, 1 of 5. Do you think Jourdain's a better wrestler than Damon Blackshear?
No,
I don't either. So, like, a guy who's able to box with boxers, stuff the takedowns. I think he won't shoot a dumb takedown and wind up in one of those guillotines that Charles Jourdain occasionally hits. Like, for all those reasons, give me the dog.
Yeah, he's just good and dangerous all around. Like the nickname, dangerous. As is Jourdain, to be fair, but Grant's just, you know, he's on that roll, and I think he could be better than Jourdain everywhere here. Not just the striking, but he's a dangerous grappler as well. So give me the dog. I'm going against the Canadian here. All right, let's recap. We only differed on one fight, and that one I'm kind of on anyhow. We both have Grant. He has Silva. I have Park. Then it's a team ride. Barlow, Dober, after I put your name there, Luciano, Bekoev, and Croden. All right, you're set for the prelim portion. Tomorrow we shall be back with the 6-fight main card and all our fancy plays. In the meantime, we will be in the Discord figuring out if it's a bruise or hair. That's our new tagline. That's sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Of course, Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram as well. You can check out my Substack, enter my free UFC Pick'em contest for this event here, UFC Vancouver at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has a podcast. It's called Top Turtle. We let you know earlier this episode that Melissa Scare Croden is on it this week. Another Canadian is on it as well, I believe.
Ivan Zahabi. Double Canadian episode.
More on him tomorrow. And of course, we can be found at sportsgamblingpockets.com, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow. It will be the TSP, Jeff Fox, Babyface Assassin, Gumby Vreeland. We shall talk to you then.